Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at Combiner Wars Leader Class Armada Megatron, and I'm really excited to bring you this guy because he is brand new. I just picked him up on the way home. So once again, doing something a little different here. I'm just showing you real quick the box. Again, just like the other Leader Class Megatron, you got your black background with your red lettering and your Combiner Wars. You can see your figure package in robot mode, and you can see the artwork of Armada Megatron. I love Armada Megatron. He was a really cool character and a really cool figure. That I love that toy so much. So looking around the side here, once again, some more artwork for Armada Megatron, and then you've got some product shots, and then you've got your 4-language bio. If you want to read it, go ahead and give that a pause real quick so you can read that. And that is pretty much going to do it for the packaging. So let's get this guy opened up and let's get on with the review. And here we have Armada Megatron outside of the package. Released in February of 2015, this guy is brand new and is starting to hit stores right now as of the time of this recording, and it's retailing for approximately $45. This guy is a retool / remold and repaint of his Wavemate or Leader Megatron. So it's going to be very similar toy with some changes here and there. And as such, it's packed with pretty much the same stuff. He comes packed with his instruction sheet. He comes packed with a collector's card. No stickers this time, but he's got some pretty cool artwork on his collector's card. And then he's got pretty much the same 2 guns and the same missile packed with him. So yeah, here he is. Once again, basically loosely based on the M1 Abrams. This time around, green with some silver and purple highlights. I think the tank mode looks a lot better in these colors. I just absolutely love the way that this looks. And again, I was a big fan of Armada Megatron. I really like that figure. So I really like this right here. So, and I was in the 272 tank in Korea, so I was in an Abrams unit. So I like this. I like this a lot, man. So yeah, there you go. There's your tank all the way around. Pretty much again, here in tank mode, not a lot of difference from what we saw before with Leader Class Megatron. And for comparisons, here he is with his Wavemate Leader Class Megatron. And as you can see, not a whole lot of differences there. It's pretty much the same toy. Any differences that you're going to see in these guys are going to be in the robot mode. So there you go. One minor difference in vehicle modes is if you look around in the bottom, in here in tank mode, regular G1-ish Megatron, you can see the head, where the Armada Megatron, you can actually turn the head around so you don't see it so much, so it's not so glaring. But other than that, same exact thing here in vehicle mode. So there's G1. I keep wanting to say, I don't want to say G1 Megatron. I know if I say G1, somebody's going to get upset about it because he's not a gun, but he's G1-ish. And for comparison, here he is with the original Armada Megatron, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit these guys in here because our Armada Megatron is huge. Look at that. This guy is humongous. I love this toy so much. Now, the original Armada Megatron, if you're not familiar with it, is an H tank, and a pretty big one at that. So let me back this up and bring it up a little bit. So there you go. Yeah, pretty big tank. Considerably bigger than the Leader Class that we have here, but there you go. I think in robot mode, actually, this new guy is going to be bigger, though. So there you go. Pretty much completely different. And you got visible head like crazy on that one there. So there you go. There he is next to the original Armada Megatron. As far as transformation is going to be pretty much the same thing. I'm going to remove all the weapons and the missile. And we're going to do pretty much the same exact transformation with one minor difference, just one variation. So just unclip the cod piece there, unclip the legs, rotate and snap into place. Bring the feet down. And I'm just going to go through this one real quick because you've already seen this transformation in the with the Leader Class, with a G1-ish Leader Class Megatron. So I'm just going to kind of rush through this one real quick. Bring that up. Okay, that's gonna pretty much do it for this guy. Let's make sure that we're showing the whole robot in the shot there. Now, the one difference that we're gonna do here is, if you remember with the other Megatron, we actually brought these guys down, and you can do that still with this guy. You can do it. You can bring these guys down and clip them into place and push them all the way down. You can still do that with this guy, but really what you want to do is you want to leave these guys flat like this and actually bring them all the way up so that they're actually showing up and above his shoulders, so that they're a little more reminiscent of that Armada Megatron. So there you go. There is Armada Megatron in robot mode, and I think he looks pretty cool. I do have some minor gripes with him. We'll get into those here in a minute. I'll go ahead and give him his weapon, and this time around I'm going to give him this weapon here on his forearm. Articulation is going to be the same. He's got the same double hinged neck. You can go all the way around with the shoulders. You can go in and out, rotation at the elbow, bend at the elbow, rotation at the fist. You have a rotation at the waist that you can actually use this time because that backpack is not going to get in the way. Universal joints at the hip, so you can go in and out. You can go forward and backwards. Same bend at the knee, and you've got a little bit of tilt at the feet and a little bit of ankle tilt side to side is there as well. And let me bring him in for a close-up on his head, because once again Hasbro has done an amazing job with the head sculpt on this guy. He looks, that is Armada Megatron. This guy is fantastic, and he does have really good light piping as well. It's kind of hard to get here because I have lights coming from several different directions, so it doesn't show as much. And I probably should have mentioned that as well with the regular leader Megatron. He also has really good light piping, so I probably should have mentioned that. But that head sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. So let me just back this up just a little bit. And focus, man, focus. Now, for comparison, here he is with the other, with his wave-mate leader, as G1-ish, as I've been calling him, Megatron. And as you can see, they actually do a pretty good job at looking fairly different from each other, and I do like that quite a bit. The way you can stack the shoulders differently, and the two heads, and the paint jobs and whatnot, and even the way you can spin around the cannon. They do a pretty good job at actually making these guys look fairly different from each other. So there's a comparison for you. And then here he is next to the original Armada Megatron. Now here is where I take a little bit of issue with this new one. I was actually really enjoying this guy, this new Armada Megatron. I was really enjoying this guy until I stood him next to this guy. And then I realized how much he didn't look like him. When I was just when I was just out of the package, or still in the package when I bought him, on the car ride home, and when I first opened him and I was, just messing with him, oh my God, this guy was so Armada Megatron. I loved him so much. Then I got this guy out and I stood him next to him and I went, oh, wow, they really just kind of went off the mark. And I mean, let me not be too terribly negative on it. I'm still enjoying this figure, but, obviously, the things on the head here, his little head horns here, they're obviously not as long as they were on the original. Probably a good thing. I think on the original one they were a little too long, so I'm actually kind of enjoying that. But the paint job, they went with the all red. I think they should have gone a little gray on that. But the big thing here is the threads. The threads on the shoulders. Obviously, we didn't get that with this. I don't know if there would have been a way to make that happen with the treads actually being able to mount on the shoulders. It's a good effort, what they did here, having them sitting up like that to kind of simulate the tread sitting on the shoulder, but seeing them side by side, it's not enough. When he was by himself, it was a good effort, but once you got him side by side, it was not enough. But still, forgivable. The treads, yeah, okay, they're still kind of the treads on the shoulder. So I'll give them a pass on that. They're not great, they're not perfect, but I'll give them a pass. But this is the one thing that this was actually kind of bugging me, even when I picked him up and when he was in the package, is that I wish that at least for this version they would have made the cannon removable and let us plug it into the hips, because the original, or into his waist, because the original Armada Megatron had that cannon sitting right there on his waist. I wish that I could take this off. I'm probably going to look and see if there's a way to do that, because I really wish there was a way to take this off and mount it on his waist. And I think that one thing alone, even if you don't do anything about the treads on the shoulders, if you could find a way to put this on here, I think that would do wonders for helping this look like the original Armada Megatron. And then again, I think his chest piece, I think they could have done a little better. They've done a pretty good job at remolding this figure. But when it comes to the chest piece, they really didn't even, they didn't even try with the chest piece. They just repainted it. And I think they could have done a little better job at actually just creating a new chest piece that better simulated this one here. So, you know, those are just again, minor complaints. Again, by himself, I think he looks fantastic. He looks enough like Armada Megatron, and it's still a very cool figure. So, you know, those are just some minor complaints because I'm such a fanboy of the Armada Megatron. That's all. You know, I'm not trying to be too terribly negative, so I hope I'm not coming across that way. But, so yeah, so there it is. And overall, though, I still think it's a cool figure. It's a nice pickup. I know a lot of people are going to pass up on this guy because they're going to go with the other Megatron, and I think that's a bit of a shame. But if you're an Armada fan like I am, and if you're a fan of the Armada Megatron, this guy's cool. I'm enjoying him. And definitely in tank mode, I like this guy better in tank mode because of the colors. I like him better than the other Megatron. So I'm definitely glad that I picked them both up. Don't get me wrong. I'm not upset that I should have only picked one up. No, I'm glad that I picked them both up. I'm really enjoying them. So I think that is going to do it for Combiner Wars Leader Class Armada Megatron. What do you think of this figure? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you in between? What figure would you like to see me review next? Let me know by leaving me a comment. Please give me some thumbs up, subscribe and share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.